We are starting with the brain. Brain is the master gland, which is actually controlling all the functions of the body, which is the chief responsible for everything. So here we are calling it as a queen because it is controlling the kingdom, the body. So the queen, we know queen is not actually doing all the function, where it is having a lot of workers inside, where they are going to help her to do certain functions. So the main two work systems for her would be hypothalamus and the pituitary. If you see the hypothalamus, so these are the internal function system of the queen. Like when the queen is, the personal look of the queen is being taken care, the safety of the queen is being taken care. If the queen is not feeling well, whether the queen is getting the adequate food to her place, the essential things, whatever she needs, a system of workers are going to bring that to her. So that is called as the hypothalamus. It is basically the internal function system responsible for taking care of the queen. So here the second system would be the pituitary. So this is nothing but a minister, just like a prime minister, who is taking care of all the administrative function, whether the function is happening or not, whether these are the functions which has to happen to do certain things in the body. So this is the administrator, where this is called as a minister. So this would be the internal function system, and this would be certainly the external things like taking care of the administration. So like a minister. So these are the two things which are essential to govern a lot of functions inside the body. And coming to the pituitary, pituitary is divided into two types. One would be the anterior and the posterior. Each part of the pituitary is going to have certain functions inside the body. So if you could see, this pituitary gland is going to secrete thyroid, certain hormones for the thyroid, certain hormones for the ovaries, and certain hormones for the adrenals. So these are responsible for a lot of functions which are happening inside the body. So if you could see the pituitary, so this is going to secrete TSH. So which is a thyroid stimulating hormone, and it is going to stimulate the thyroid, which to produce T3 and T4. So why basically it is T3 and T4? So T3 and T4 is basically, T4 is a raw material. So it is just forming a raw material, and this raw material is converted into T3, and this T3 is actually the thyroid hormone which is functioning, maintaining the functions of the body. So this thyroid is called as the energy supply, or the battery, if you call it as a battery inside the system. So this is taking care of the energy inside the body. So whether the energy should be low or the energy should be high, it is responsible for the metabolism. The energy is actually needed inside the metabolism. What is actually the metabolism? Where the energy is being broken down. Like for example, a carbohydrate is broken down into a smallest unit to utilize inside the cell. So that is called as a metabolism. A fat is being broken down. Protein is broken down. So essential nutrients getting inside the body is broken down, and it is separated into waste and the useful things, and the useful things are absorbed inside the body. The waste is getting eliminated from the body. So this system is called the metabolism, and that is governed by the thyroid, which is influencing all the functions, chief functions inside, because the metabolism should happen in every cell inside the body. So it is called as a master battery, which is responsible to take care of your energy levels. So second would be the ovaries. So we know as female, ovaries are very important part. So as male have testosterone and the testicles to secrete a lot of male hormones, here the ovary is going to secrete female hormones. For that, the pituitary is going to secrete FSH and LH. So these two hormones are going to be synthesized by the pituitary, that is follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. So these two hormones are going to stimulate the ovaries to secrete estrogen and progesterone. So these two hormones are secreted in the ovaries to maintain proper follicle formation, proper egg formation, proper egg releasing formation for the menstrual cycle and for pregnancy. So this has to be happen. So even if you are in the menopause or perimenopause or certainly in the early puberty age, so this are the major two hormones which is actually making you feel like a woman. So for this, I could explain it, the estrogen progesterone, as two sisters in the family. If you could take two sisters in the family, you can see one sister would be dominating, strong, and full of energy, and taking care of everything. So one sister would be little calm, nurturing, and she would be little softer type compared to the other one. So similarly, this would be a strong type, and this would be a calm and nurturing type. So these two are the main hormones which is going to function, take care of the ovaries function, uterus function in general. So the third would be the adrenal, where the pituitary is going to secrete certain hormones, the ACTH, so which is going to stimulate cortisol. So we all know cortisol is a stress hormone. So basically cortisol is like an alarm. So if certainly something is happening inside the house, we set an alarm, right? So where somebody is entering inside the house, there is an emergency alarm which is going to ring to alert us. So the alarm is not a wrong thing, where it is helping to wake up from the bed, help us to wake up at proper time, and it is going to create the emergencies that something is emergency and it needs to happen. So cortisol is actually good in certain cases. But what happens is when the alarm is not off, it is just entire day, it is just on. Will you have a peace of mind hearing to the alarm sound? So that is exactly happening inside the body. So this is a main hormone which is also governing a lot of functions. So here if you could see this, the hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, ovaries, adrenals, everything are interrelated. The functions of everything are interrelated. When one goes off, the other is going to suffer. So there has to be maintained a proper rhythm and balance inside the system. So this is basically to know the knowledge about what all the hormones are and how they are actually functioning and what are the functions they are going to do inside the body, right? So this cortisol is responsible for a stress response, a protective response. Also, it is going to govern the metabolism. It is going to influence the estrogen. It is going to influence the progesterone. It is going to influence the thyroid. It also influences everything. If you take care of the estrogen, it is kind of dominant, which builds the body, which take care of the strongness and confidence inside the body. The progesterone, it takes care of the calmness and nurturingness, the motherhood, the fertility, and all it is being dedicated to the progesterone. So coming to this, so this is being influenced by the other hormones of the gut, and the important functions from the gut is responsible, where the digestive system is responsible for certain change in the hormones. Also there is liver, pancreas is also playing an important role in this. If you could see the pancreas, so this is going to generate insulin. It's also going to generate glucagon. So taking the signal from the brain, again, it is going to produce insulin and glucagon. So if you could see this, insulin is a chief sugar regulator. So if you could see that the insulin, whenever a body is taking up food, it is going to generate insulin so that a proper utilization is happening inside the cell, right? So it is like just a lock and key. So when you are just, you can also explain it as a gatekeeper or a traffic police. So if people are coming, the police is going to just control and let proper people inside, let some people wait, and some people can get in, right? The regulation of people entering inside, people entering a place is going to happen through a traffic police or a watchman. He is going to do that. So this is taken care of the insulin, where he is going to filter properly and let all the glucose inside and outside. So when sometimes a lot of food, a more amount of food is getting in, a lot of people are getting in, one traffic police is not going to be enough to control all the people, and one watchman cannot actually filter a lot of people. They just go inside, and a lot of insulin is formed. So this creates a lot of insulin resistance, where the lock is going to get rusted. So this is basically insulin resistance, and this is a very important hormone which is governing others. So all the hormones which I'm explaining are interrelated in function. So one is functioning excess, the other is going down. One is going to function excess, the other is going to suffer. So this is how our body is being designed. So this insulin, the glucagon, is going to improve the sugar levels. So this is going to reduce the sugar levels, and this is going to improve when the body is going low sugar, it is going to take it up. So that is a opposite action which is happening inside. So here, liver. So here a lot of all these things are hormones. When the hormones are being functioning, so it is like a courier system, like inside a family, if you take a family or if you take a queen's kingdom, where we need to communicate certain thing to the other people. So like for example, I have to communicate with my husband to see what all is happening inside the house. So similar, the queen has to communicate with the minister, the minister has to communicate with the employees. It has to go in that way. This kind of signal which we are giving is the hormones. They are the messengers, which is just giving the message. So as soon as they are giving the message and doing a function inside the body, for example, estrogen is responsible for stimulating the follicles, and it is going to prepare the body for the pregnancy, prepare the uterus. So this is basically taking care of that. After finishing that, what should happen? It goes to the liver, and the liver has to destroy the hormones and eliminate through the gut. If this is not happening, again it is going to create problem inside the body. Okay, so the communication inside is not going to happen, and that is going to cause a lot of irregular periods, that is going to cause mood swings, that is going to cause a lot of gut issues. So all these things are going to happen inside the body. So the liver is like a cleaning system. A cleaning system which is going to clean the excess out, what all is there, it is going to clean. It is also going to help with the digestion, with stimulating certain enzymes, but also it is majorly focusing on a cleaning system, clearing out whatever it is not needed for the body, it is just clearing out. So this coming to the gut. So gut is basically, we have a lot of organs in the gut starting from the mouth to the anus. So we have our intestines. So this intestines has to clear out the excess cells inside the body, whatever it is there, and it is going to just flush out everything out. So all these system has to happen in place for the hormones to function in balance. So if you could see this, there are other hormones apart from the thyroid, ovaries and adrenals, the cortisol and all. There are certain other hormones. Okay? Important hormones will be insulin, cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, and the TSH, T3, T4, the very important hormones. Other than that, the pituitary is also going to secrete oxytocin. So it is like a therapist. So if you go to a therapist, what we feel like, we feel very lighter, we feel very calmer, we feel the stress is gone when we talk to a therapist. So that is similarly the function of the oxytocin, which is going to give a lot of happiness and a clear mind inside. So that is being stimulated from the pituitary. Okay. So and then the next would be ghrelin and leptin. So these two hormones are secreted from the gut. It is being secreted from the stomach. Okay. So this ghrelin is responsible for hunger, the sensation of, to create the sensation of hunger, so that we need to eat food. So this leptin is a signal. It is being secreted from the fat cell. So this is being secreted from the gut. So this is from the fat. So fat cell, it is going to denote the leptin as satiety hormone, that you are full, so please stop eating. So it gives the signal of that. So it has been it is also a main thing responsible for obesity, where there happens leptin resistance, where a lot of fat has been deposited, and it is not going to give the sensation of fullness. It is going to get imbalanced. So where resistance, it is not going to function properly. Okay, so this is happening when we are getting overweight. Right, so these are the other important hormones. And then the next would be melatonin. So this is a repair system. So responsible for sleep, and it is a repair system which is also signaled from the pineal gland. Pineal gland, it is also inside the brain. Okay, so this pineal gland is going to secrete melatonin, and this is a repair system inside the body which is going to just repair what all been the cells are been functioning all day. So it is going to repair everything and restore everything in balance. So that is happening in the melatonin. So if you could see, these are the important hormones which is responsible for the body to function properly, to stay inside the body properly, right? So when you take the thyroid, the estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, insulin, glucagon, melatonin, oxytocin, ghrelin, and leptin. These are the chief hormones responsible for your body weight, responsible for your energy levels, responsible for your skin, hair, responsible for your mood, responsible for proper digestion and elimination, proper absorption inside the body, and to maintain a proper healthy system inside your body. So to prevent from fibroid to develop, to prevent from endometriosis to develop, to prevent from hypothyroidism to develop, these are the things are very, very essential to balance inside the body. So if you could see, everything is being formed by the pituitary, and everything is being formed from the hypothalamus. So the brain, the queen, is going to signal everything. So now when we are not getting proper rest, not getting proper emotional support, not feeling lighter inside, not feeling lighter mentally when we are stressed and we are sleeping late. So these are the chief disruptors to the hypothalamus. So the queen, this is a safety system of the queen, right? So the internal system, safety system for the personal growth. So this system is going to get failed. So when that is being not taken care, the hypothalamus is going to signal all these things, right? It is going to underfunction. It doesn't give the proper signal for the estrogen to properly secrete, for the progesterone to properly secrete, for to balance the cortisol. So this is the main system which is happening inside the body. So the brain is a main and master gland. It is a queen which is actually giving all the functions a signal. So when you are suffering from hypothyroid, or you are having excess cortisol levels, excess insulin levels, insulin resistance, you're feeling diabetes. So where you have to focus is on the brain. Taking proper emotional support, taking proper nature exposure to relax yourself, to feel yourself, calm yourself, and to ensure proper sleep. So these are all starting from there. And then all the body's function is going to establish in beautiful and proper way.